Hey everyone, Don Peterson, Swing Factor Golf Studio just north of Atlanta. I'm doing a whole series on grip, and it's kind of funny because I like to teach motion, and you can take almost any grip if you know what you're doing, and you can hit a golf ball well. I use a lot of times in lessons, I'll grab the club with 2 fingers and a thumb like this, which is like no grip, and I'll hit golf balls because if you make a nice pivot and you just let the club swing freely, you can hit some really nice golf shots just giving it freedom like that with really no grip on the club at all other than 2 fingers and a thumb. So if you know what you're doing, grip is not that important. However, if you want to become a really, really good player, then you've got to develop a really, really good grip. All right, so I wanted to go over a little bit about grip pressure and pressure points. And there's lots of different thoughts and philosophies out there. I can just tell you what I've found with most of my students and with myself is that, you've got pincher fingers, thumb and forefinger, and if you take your thumb and your forefinger on both hands and you pinch it tightly, I would imagine you're going to feel tension go all the way up here into your collarbone and through your shoulder here, and that's because those muscles go up and attach up here. All right, so those muscles, when you do that, it feels wrong. I mean, you just pinch your fingers like that doesn't feel right. But then if you take the back 3 fingers of your hands and you kind of squeeze with those, you don't get tight up here in your shoulders. You feel it in your forearm right down here. So those muscles attach down there, and that's why you feel it down there. You feel those muscles flexing. Well, those are the muscles that Hogan talked about in his book that you wanted to grip the golf club with. And Hogan seemed to know a little bit about what he was talking about. And what I found is if I hold the club with the back 3 fingers of my lead hand, I can feel the release really well here. Now I can squeeze it really tightly and still get the release that I want, but it's not as fast. I feel like it's much faster if I hold it light and allow the club like more freedom. And what you want to learn to do is you want to learn to hold those 3 fingers closed, but keep the wrists relaxed, okay? And we talked about that in several videos. But the thumb and the forefinger, you can close them around the grip, but try not to pinch. And then when you start swinging, try not to let your hands and your fingers get involved in the picking up or the rolling or the twisting of the club. And you can feel this, and most of you, I'm sure there's a lot of swings out there where we're grabbing it and doing things with our hands, and that's something you want to get out of. Okay, so if you learn to hold it with the back 3 fingers, your lead hand, and then when you put your trail hand on, you just close the fingers around there. Again, don't pinch with that thumb and the forefinger. You want to close the fingers. You close it around the grip so you can feel the grip, and it's attached to the grip, but you're not controlling the grip. You're not controlling the grip or the club head. The club head and the weight of the shaft actually are going to control your hands. You're going to hang on with your fingers, but wherever the club wants to go, you let it go, all right? And that's if you're holding it with the correct muscles, like I'm trying to teach you, you'll be able to feel this, okay? So once you get the grip pressure on there, you're going to feel it underneath your heel pad here. Close those 3 fingers around, and one of the things you want to make sure at the top of your swing is you're not letting go. Now some of you, if you're grabbing on with the pincher fingers of your right hand, you're going to grab it, you're going to hang on to it really tight with your right hand or trail hand at the top of the swing. If you're hanging on really tight with your trail hand, sometimes the lead hand lets go and the fingers open up, and that's a big no-no. So there's a T test that you can do where you put a T underneath of the heel pad of your lead hand, and if you drop the T when you get up to the top of your swing, that's a big no-no, and you've got to learn to hang on with those 3 fingers. So make sure you're closing the fingers, you're hanging onto the club without opening your fingers, and then learn how to let your wrists get nice and relaxed, and you can hinge and unhinge, and the pressure points in your hands are really important. So try not to use the pincher fingers, and go out and hit some golf balls, and see if you don't get a better release of the golf club using the right muscles. Thanks. Come back and see me again.